umkenenezo ozoyizayo umbukeli iwona ke obika uqala kwenqayizivele ohlelo lwakho Ekhaya Jikelele. Namhlanje ke akekho phela umuntu ongathi nje uLesihlanu. Kithi sonke iFriday. Kusasa hayi kuthiwa iweekend enkulu ziyaphihlika kumcimbi kulempela sonto. Kuthiwa kuyemulwa ngapha kuyembeswa ngapha kanti nangapha kuyashada. I-spring day ne-spring has sprung. Webo sisi ngithola umlayezo ke lapha einkundleni zokuxhumana abafana bathi bacela nje nginibuza ukuthi ngempela kahle kahle malini le abankoleta yona mangabe siphelele yonke nje sebesho nje lamsami isigaxa ukuthi mhlambe nishifika uyabona ukuthi cha bafana nesikweleta imali engaka khona bazodinikeza bese beyazi ukuthi hayi ke sebephumilekini abasanikweleta akasekho zocela imali sibe kakhulu ke mbukeli ngokuthi benathi namhlanje sikuphathele indaba ezimnandi ezemidlalo sikuphathele isimo sezulu kanjalo ke bakhona nesixoxisana nabo abazobe befika bekezivakashela lapha e-studio futhi kuLesihlanu namhlanje bakhona ke nabazosinandisela nangomculo angihambi ke ngedwa ngihamba noMadlongothi Kholosa wakwaLubisi kunjani Sada spring day ngiyabona amakhala ayaspring
lalela ibuzwa kum if ufuna ubuza zakuxelela ba ithini indaba yespring
nefuna kuxelele utsho nansi eyabantu ababuza ukuthi how much are you owed baninikeze malini kuze nizophuma
i-right xa ibanithi lanto
ngama-installment
ngaphakathi uyabona nawe uyavuseleleka kuba so mayiza ke ngokuxa sendiphinde futhi
wayiqeda
uyayibona
yeah so alright ama-installments kancane kancane
banithi
alright
andisinathi Ekhaya Jikelele sibaphakela sithi
yes
abazovele nje sithi woqo seyihlutha umuntu akasafuni into uyayibona
alrighty
right your Friday definitely the spring has sprung so right so bright as not right lichilo ke lokho ijombukeli selusazi ukuba kumele bezindlebe uthi ntsho amehlo kumabona kude wakho kaloku kuthiwa evuka mva ikholwazi zagweba leke yintsasa yangoLesihlanu yathi mamtshale athi zimfry siyakuthi ke sinifakele kuvimba wethu wendaba ophuphumayo nalapho siphethe khona ezisematheni ezopolitiko ezemidlalo imo yezulu ndibala ntoni na manthi nje inyama ibethwa ngendonga ngoko ke mazibile zibe maxhapheshi njoli ziphume zitontelani zithebe indwendwe zona mazixhoma ibhatyi zinyenyisa umbhinqo zibukuqe ngoba kusekhaya nalapha ndimlo ke unonkanyezi Lubisi inkanyezi enomsansa phakathi kwezinye ibhidi umtyholi ndingumadlongothi maziphu mamshukuma umazondwa ngezinto zakhe masitshaye iqhuma.
The lesson for us is that we've got to address this problem and root and everything else, root out those criminal elements, because it is these types of buildings that are taken over by criminals.
Umongameli Cyril Ramaphosa utyelele indawo yesehlo waqhobela izandla abacandelo lezecima mlilo ngokusabela ngokukhawuleza.
Amaqembu ezombusazwe esifundazweni KwaZulu-Natal athi ukubulawa kwamakhansela kuyimbangela yokuthi kungabi nozinzo kwezombusazwe esifundazweni. Lochani, good day. Nilochiswa ngubongi ngwakwamthweni. Ngithi kini ke babukeli Ekhaya, bukelani Ekhaya Jikelele. Qobe ngamalanga kube ngumvulo, bekube nguLesihlanu. Baniphathele ezemidlalo, baniphathele indaba, baniphathele nomgosi Mbala. Ungaphundwa, bukela.
Umongameli uCyril Ramaphosa utyelele indawo yesehlo waqhobela izandla abacandelo lezocima mlilo ngokusabela ngokukhawuleza nakubeni ke bengakwazanga ukuhlangula yonke imiphefumlo.
In 10 minutes the firefighters were here. That is a real good and quick response which we must recognize on the part of the province, the city, that they have been able to be ready for calamities and events like this. A response of 10 minutes when there's such a devastating fire is something that needs to be recognized. The sad part is that much as they fought the fire, they were not able to save everyone. And and some people were saved, up to 49, but it's said that we've lost up to 74 people, and some of them children, who must have died very, very tragically. And this is the type of death that we never wish on anyone.
Bangamashumi ayisikhombisa nane abantu abashone esigamekweni sokuqubuka komlilo enkabeni yedolobha iGoli. Izolo ebusuku umengameli wezwe Cyril Ramaphosa uvakashele indawo esigameke ihambisana nezinye inhlaka zikahulumeni.
Ingxelo zithi esisakhiwo sesikamasipala uMbaxa wesixeko saseGauteng kodwa sathathwa ngenkani ngabantu abathe gqolo koxutha izakhiwo ngamawakawaka okanye masithi amakhulukhulu abantu abahlala kuso. Abenkonzo zikaxakeka kwisixeko saseGauteng babile balithonsi kobubusuku sivuka kubo besilwa nomlilo wedobo osube imiphefumlo yabantu abangaphezu kwama-70 kwaze konzakala ngaphezu kwama-50. Usodolophu wesixeko saseGauteng uvakalise ukubindeka kukutshaba kwabantu abaninzi kangaka nababhubhe bengayolelanga kwa ukuyolela.
We are deeply saddened and we share the pain of those that have suffered grave injury as a result of the fire that has occurred. And we as the executive of the government of local unity will be visiting the victims in the hospitals, various hospitals that they have been redirected to.
Umphathisi wokuhlaliswa koluntu eGauteng umnumzana Lebohang Mayile uthi baza kunqatha kwisithebe sengxoxo beyimilenze karhulumente yomithathu umasipala owephondo nokazwelonke.
We have already identified 3 buildings that the surviving victims will be allocated to.
Abasindileyo babulela amawabo ngokubhunqa.
Mara ngibone nje sokunentuthu lapha phezulu.
I'm looking for my daughter. She stays in this building.
People were suffocated. A lot of people died because of the smoke, because there was a lot of pressure at the gates. Some of the gates were closed.
Ubungekaziwa unobangela walomlilo kusaphandwa.
Kanti imbukeli lomlilo ushiye ingcwelerha emiphefumlweni. Umpheqeshi webhunga lomasipala waseGauteng uvakalise amazwi ovelwano ngelixa abantu bona beshiyeke beqhelekile.
Umpheqeshi webhunga likamasipala naye uphefumle ngokuthe kwenzeka kwesisixeko saseGauteng.
I'm not going to specify the details. There are many processes that are involved in evicting people from illegal buildings. It's like any informal settlement that mushrooms. After 3 to 6 weeks, you can't evict those people, whether they are services or not, whether they've built by the flood lines or not. So it becomes the rights of a certain sector of people overriding the rights of the city to do its job and everybody else that is impacted in the process when something happens.
Intsapho ezinabantu ebebekwisakhiwo zixheleke imiphefumlo.
I'm looking for my daughter. She stays in this building.
What have you been told so far?
No, I met some of the people that says she was in the building, but then everybody was running for their lives, so they don't know if she's trapped inside or she's been one of the people that are taken away, or I actually don't know.
Abacimimlilo baphefumle ngalomba.
What we need to highlight to our viewers at home is that they must just have a picture of an informal settlement inside a building. So therefore, the chances of one being trapped inside that building they are very much higher because of the partitions and all the things which they are using to create those structures.
Kusaqinisekiswa nokuba abekho kusini na abanye abadukileyo.
Oyinhloko ehhovisi likaMengameli wezwe uKhumbudzo Chabeni uthi angeke kusolwe ingqinamba yokugqoza kwezindlu kulelizwe ngesigameko sokuqubuka komlilo enkabeni yedolobha iGoli.
Urhulumente ugcwale emswaneni emva kwesithwagumbe esithwaxe umbindi wesixeko saseGauteng ngalentsasa. uNchaveni ugxininisile ukuba oku akunanto yokwenza nokunqongophala kwezindlu koko yingxaki yokuzithathela ngolunya izakhiwo. Udlulise ilizwi lovelwano olusuka kurhulumente.
The government has a disaster management center for nationally, with provincial disaster management centers, with also local disaster management centers in our municipalities. And we've got first responders who are in firefighters, the medical rescue teams who are on the ground doing their work with the city of Johannesburg and also with the provincial government.
Ukuntinga okuthe gqolo kwamaxabiso okutya kweli nako kuyinqalabo emandla.
The directive to the economic cluster to put a plan in place on the rising food prices, whether the cluster is going to consider relief measures to cushion consumers and businesses from high food. That's why the tasking was yesterday. The cluster must then work and consider all the options in terms of the reports that have been issued by the Competition Commission and then make proposals to Cabinet. When those proposals are made, we'll come and announce them.
Ikhabhinethi ikwakuxhaxhile kanobom ukuyilwa komthetho kwiphondo laseNtshona Koloni iWestern Cape Provincial Powers Bill ngelithi inxamnye nomgaqo siseko.
Abaholi bamaqembu ezombusazwe KwaZulu-Natal bathi izehlakalo zakamuva zokusocongwa kwabaholi ziholela ekutheni kuntuleke uzinzo esifundazweni.
Ezinyangeni eziyishumi ezedlule qale phansi ukuhlaselwa kwabaholi bamaqembu ezepolitiki sekudutshulwa amakhansela ngo-19 kusukela ngoSeptemba nyakenye nokushiza khamizi sihlalelo valweni. Kulesigodi kwaNongoma abantu sebelala obenyoni kulandeka isigameko zokuhlaselwa kwekhansela lendawo. Nkosikazi uNonhlanhla Zungu uphoqelile ukuthi abaleke emzini wakhe emva kokusinda ngokulambisa ehlaselwa.
Angikho nje ekhaya ngihlali sengifike ngithi qubasha ngibaleke ngoba babona nje bela yingoba babona imoto ziningana. Kahle kahle abasafundiswa ukungivakashela. Kade mina nginabangani komakhelwana bami beze ekhaya kodwa manje sebasaba.
Uzungu ngelinye lamakhansela amathathu iNational Freedom Party asanda ukuhlaselwa ngenyanga edlula ikhansela uNtombenhle Mchunu labulawa kuyo le ndawo. Uzungu ukholelwa ukuthi lokhu kuhlaselwa kuhlobene ngqo nomasipala nombango wesikhundla.
Phathele nomasipala. Nje uma ngakubalela nje umsakazi ukuthi mina ngukhansela la kaNongoma. Ngibuye ngihambe ngo-60% njengoba ngithole eZululand. Angithi eZululand mina ngiyabalwa. NakaNongoma ngiyabalwa. If uma kufa ukhansela uZungu uvele ngithi 2 in 1 shothi kuzosa ngapha -1 ngapha -1. Yilokho nje esibulawela khona.
Lesimo sesibangele ukugqozwa kokulethwa kwesidingo nqangi emphakathini yasemakhaya.
Isimo nje esimabhedu intuthuko ayikhona ukuza. Kade sine meeting ngeyasonto kusegada namaphoyisa.
INFP samisiwe engeneleni ukhetho njengoba kusalindwe umphumela wombango wopholi. Indaba SABC ngo-Iindaba Mhlongo kwaNongoma.
Mbukeli zisaqhubeka igameko zokubulawa kwabaholi kwezombusazwe esifundazweni KwaZulu-Natal kanti ke iAfrican National Congress KwaZulu-Natal isinxuse lowo owayengumengameli wezwe uJacob Zuma ukuba elekelele phela ukuze kunqandwe lezi gameko. Ngempela yini imbangela yokubulawa kwalaba baholi? Singazibona ziqhubeka yini lezi gameko njengoba kubhekwe okhethweni kazwelonke ngonyaka ozayo? Ukuthola ke impendulo zalokhu sixhumana ngocingo nongoti wezokubuswa kwezwe uSolwazi uBheki Mngomezulu. Solwazi asikubingelele ohlelweni sibonge kakhulu ngesikhathi sakho namhlanje kuseni.
Asibingelele dadewethu sibingelele ithimba lakho bese sibingelele nakubalaleli.
Solwazi ngokubuka kwakho yini ngempela umnyombo walezi igameko zokubulawa kwamakhansela KwaZulu-Natal?
Dadewethu umbuzo onzima lowo ngoba sizokhumbula ukuthi ikuyaba khona imizamo ukuthi kutholakale ukuthi ngempela lamakhansela abulawa obani bewabulalelane. Necommissioner kaMwerane yagcina ehlulekile ukuthola lokho. Izathu esobala ukuthi akusona imbangela yokubulawa kwabantu akuyona into eyodwa. Kufike kube khona abantu ababulalana ngaphakathi emaqinjini ngoba begaqele izikhundla okusho ukuthi uma khona ukhetho ozoba khona lobuholi ngaphakathi eqenjini ngibona ukuthi usisi Noxolo khona lapha ngiphazamisa khona into engizoyenza ngizozama ngakho konke okusemandleni ukuthi ngimgudluze noma ngakwenzanga mina ngqo ngizokwazi ukuthola abantu abazokwenza lokho okusho ukuthi khona izinkinga zangaphakathi emaqenjini bese ke okwesibili kuba yilento ukuthi amaqembu wona ewonke kukhona lokungethembani nanokuthi ilelo qembu lifuna ukuphatha uma lehlulekile ukuthi livotelwe bese ke lenza imizamo ukuthi libulala abantu ngethemba lokuthi kuzovuleka ikhaya angenza isibonelo uma kuthiwa kunomasipala othile uthathwe iqembu A bese mina enguqembu B ngiyabona ukuthi ngisilele kancane ukuthi ngikwazi ukuthatha lowo masipala into engizoyenza ngizokwenza imizamo ukuthi kubulawe ikhansela elilodwa noma amabili ngenhloso ukuthi uma sekuba nama-by elections ngingaba nalo ithuba lokuthi ngayithatha leyo wadi noma ngawathatha lawo mawadi amabili bese kwenzeka-ke ukuthi kube yimina engigcina ngiphethe lawo masipala lo.
Ake nje-ke uchazele umbukeli Solwazi ukuthi kulezi zikhundla zokuba nje amakhansela ngabe njani imhlomulo kulezi zikhundla nanokuthi anjani kamathuba ukuthi umuntu agcine efinyelele kulezi zikhundla eziphezulu.
Uyabona dadewethu inhloso ngempela ukubulawa kwabantu akhona ukuthi umuntu uyamzonda kodwa ingoba uthanda imali kunokuba uthanda lowo muntu omfowenu noma odadewenu. Inhlomulo etholwa ngamakhansela akuyona into ngempela ongazi ubulala umuntu umbulalele yona kodwa ke into evama ukuthi yenzeke siyazi ukuthi njengamanje osopolitiki abaningi hayi bonke kodwa osopolitiki abaningi uma sebengene ezikhundleni ezithile baba namandla athe xaxa ekutheni bakwazi ukuthola ezinye imali emaceleni isibonelo lezi imali zamathenda ukuthi uma ngabe sengenile lapha imina engizokwazi ukuthi ubani othola ithenda ubani ongayitholi ekubeni kwalokho kuphambene nomthetho ngoba phela uma kuzokhishwa ithenda kukhona lento abayabathi supply chain kuyakwaziwe ukuthi nalo uhlelo ozolandelwa kodwa bathi abantu abaku-supply chain belandela umgomo nomgudu kahulumeni bese kuqhamuka mina njengosombusazwe ngibatshele ukuthi nangu umuntu engifuna ngigcine nimnikezele leyo thenda leyo bese-ke lokho kwenza ukuthi umuntu kube noma ikhansela noma ngabe umeya noma ngabe ubani agcine eseba namandla athe xaxa azokwenza ukuthi athole imali engaphezulu kwale mhlomulo ofanele ngabe eyithola ngenye indlela lezi ikhundla lezi segcina kuyindlela yokwenza imali kunokuthi kube ikhundla ezisetshenziselwa ukuthi kuthuthukiswe imiphakathi inkinga enkulu lapho-ke.
Lokho kubulawa kwamakhansela ke ize noma kuthe chithisaka kwaZulu Natal kodwa kubukeka kwenyuka kakhulu lapha kwaNongoma mhlawumbe ngabe yini isizathu salokho?
No, indawo kwaNongoma dadewethu sizokhumbula ukuthi iqembu le-IFP neqembu le-NFP iwona amaqembu anoxhaso noma nesupport eningi kwaNongoma bese-ke elandela kamanye amaqembu o-ANC o-EFF namanye so umdonsiswano omkhulu lapho uphakathi kwe-ANC kuphakathi kwe-IFP kanye ne-NFP sizokhumbula-ke ukuthi uma uzobheka ukuthi amakhansela elona e-IFP ake abawu-20 kwathi awe-NFP abawu-14 awe-ANC abawu-8 kwase kuba-ke no-EFF-ke namanye amaqembu amancane okusho ukuthi-ke ngaleyo ndlela uma uzobheka lapho uma ngathiwa kunokusebenzisana phakathi kwe-ANC ne-NFP lokho vele kusho ukuthi umasipala uyaphuma ezandleni ze-IFP bese kugcina-ke lokho kudala le mdonsiswano nekhona so-ke ngaleyo ndlela ngasho ngithi enye yezinto eyimbangela ukuthi kufa amakhansela amaningi kangaka ngoba umuntu uyabheka la makhansela abulawayo kwaNongoma kuyaziwa ukuthi abulawa esuka kumaphi amaqembu ezombusazwe i-NFP sikuyakhala kwaba kaningana impela ukuthi amakhansela ayo ayaphela kwazi kwaba naney'nsolo zokuthi kwabona bebodwa ngaphakathi kuney'nsolo zokuthi abasebenzisana namanye amaqembu aseceleni kube khona-ke nombuzo ukuthi ngabe i-NFP izosebenzisana ne-ANC noma izosebenzisana ne-IFP usho ukuthi abavumelani kulokho so uma ngabe kuba khona umuntu obulawayo noma ikhansela ebulawayo ugcina ungasaboni ukuthi ingabe mhlawumbe isitha siqhamuke ngaphesheya komfula noma mhlawumbe umkhonto ukwazi ekhaya ileyo-ke into eyenza kube nzima ukuqagula ukuthi la makhansela abulawayo abulawa obani bewabulalelani.
Njengoba sikhuluma nje ke solwazi laphana ezithombeni ezivelayo ezibuka umbukeli lapha ekhaya siyambona lo wayengumengameli Jacob Zuma mhlawumbe umbukeli usengayibuza ukuthi yena kuxhuma kanjani kulolu daba kanti ke yena simvezela ukuthi phela ngoba usejutshwe ukuthi elekelele kulesi hlava sokuhlaselana lapha yana kwaZulu Natal. Engabe ucabanga ukuthi yisu eliphusile yini leli lingasebenza ukuthi lo umengameli wezwe uJacob Zuma angenelelekelele kulolu daba?
Uyabona dadewethu uma khona inkinga obhekene nayo uzama konke okusemandleni ukuthola isixazululo. Udaba lokucela ubaba uNxamalala ukuthi angenelele angicabanga ukuthi kumbono ongemuhle. Uma uzokhumbula ukuthi ngisho nangesikhathi engena eba umengameli weANC ukwesekwa kweANC kwenyuka kwaZulu Natal ngisho nanabantu ababengewona amalunga ANC ngenxa ukuthi ubaba uMsholozi unalo ugazi kwakwenza ukuthi iANC izuze ngokungena kwakhe okuthi ke futhi uma ngabe esekuba nezinkinga ngaphakathi eqenjini lakhe wabona ukuthi kunabantu abaningi abanelisekile ngendlela aphathwa ngayo noma ngendlela iANC eyalusingatha ngayo udaba lwakhe abanye abaxolile kuze kube namhlanje. So ke uma ulanda umuntu onjalo ke ulanda umuntu ozokwazi ukuthi angene kuzona zonke inhlangothi ngenye indlela noma ngabe uIFP uNFP uANC kulula ukuthi uma ngabe ecela ukuthi ake kuhlale etafuleni ukutholakala isixazululo nikwazi ukumlalela nonke. So ke ngicabanga ukuthi kumbono omuhle lokho ukuthi akube kuzanye kubonakala ukuthi alikho iqhaza mhlambe angalibamba ekutheni ahlanganise lezi inhlangano ezahlukene ukuzama ukuthi azibonise ubungozi balento yenzakala ngoba isithunzi sesifundazwe siyalimala, isithunzi sikaZulu siyalimala, isithunzi sala amaqembu uqobo lwawo siyalimala.
Solwazi ke ingabe singayibona zenyuka yini ke lezi zigameko zobulawa kwamakhansela njengoba phela siyazi ukuthi sekusondela ukhetho kanti mhlawumbe futhi ikhona yini enye indlela kokungenziwa ngayo ukuze phela avikeleke lamakhansela mhlawumbe aqashelwa abaqaphi?
Uyabona ke dadewethu lena iyabaqaphi angibone ukuthi izosiza ingasiza mhlawumbe okwesikhashana ngezathu ezimbili sizokhumbula ukuthi labantu okuthiwa ngabaqaphi akuzona nje insimbi ngabantu nabo okusho ukuthi uma ngikwazi ukubulala ikhansela ayikho into ezongivimba ukuthi ngibulale umqaphi walo noma ngiqale ngayo umqaphi walo bese ngiza kulona emva kwalokho. So ke ngaleyo ndlela angiboni kuyisixazululo. Okwesibili ke futhi into esingeke size siyifihle ukuthi kwabona abaqaphi asinasi isiqiniseko sokuthi angeke bathengeke ngoba uma mamtshali umqaphi wakho uzomholela u500 rand mina ngifike ngithi ngizomnikeza u5000 rand akakubulale na kanjani uzokubulala. So ke leni yabaqaphi angiboni ukuthi izosisiza kanjani. Kungaba ukuthi nje sizama imizamo yokuqala kube ukuthi sicabanga ke iqhinga esosebenzisa ukuthi uma ngabe siqhubeka lolu daba sosisingatha kanjani okufaka phakathi ke ezobunhloli ngoba phela izwe lethu linazi inhlaka zikahulumeni okufanele zibhekelele ukuphepha kwamakhansela ukuphepha kwabo bonke nje osopolitiki ukuze izwe lethu likwazi ukuya phambili. Akube kwenzeke isiqiniseko sokuthi icrime intelligence iyabuqoqa ubufakazi kusenesikhathi ingaqhamuki uma ngabe umonakalo sewenzekile. Sibheke ukuthi laba bezobunhloli angithi umengameli wabathatha wathi uzobafaka ehovisini lakhe khona bezosebenza kangcono. Asiboneke ukuthi bakwenza lokho kufanele bakwenze bacoshe ulwazi ungakenzeki umonakalo kungathi uma ngabe sekubulawa abantu kube imasi zokubheka ukuthi ngabe umuntu ulona ubulawe kanjani ekubeni lento ngabe sikwazile ukuthi siyivimbe ingakenzeki nemphakathi ke nayo ayikwazi ukubamba iqhaza la ngoba labantu ababulala abantu abasuke ezulwini basuke emphakathini.
Solwazi sizokhumbula ukuthi kuke kwabanjwa lowo kusolakala ukuthi uyinkabi eke yazama ukusoconga elinye lamakhansela lapha kwaZulu Natal sawabona ama video ke sabalala einkundleni zokuxhumana lapha umphakathi omgijimisa umthola khona kanye namaphoyisa. Mhlawumbe singabona yini mhlawumbe from lelo cala lelo noma leyo case leyo kuphuma mhlawumbe isizathu naye mhlawumbe inkabi ikhuluma ukuthi cha ibithunywa ngubani?
Uyabona ke lapho ke dadewethu into esizobhekana nayo lapho okokuqala nje ukuthi abantu ayisebenzisana nabo abantu abakanjani ivumelano abazenza ivumelano ezithini ngoba uma senze izivumelano sokuthi uma khona oyedwa wethu obanjiwe angalingi nangebhadi aveze abanye uzakwaba kade sebenzisana nabo ngoba uma eke wakwenza lokho umndeni wakhe sewushasa ubhuqa lo muntu angeke azakhipha iqiniso nami futhi kuthiwa ngilapho angeke ngilikhiphe iqiniso okokuqala lokho bese ke okwesibili nazo inhlaka zethu zomthetho kukhona lapho kufike kube namaphutha khona okokuqala nje kuba ukuthi uma ngabe umuntu khona into ayenzile uma ufika kwi-crime scene kunezindlela abamaphoyisa abazokutshela ukuthi nazi izinto ofanele uzilandele uma ufika endaweni esigameko lapho kwenzeke khona uma uke wangazenza kahle izinto lapho ke lizothi icala uma sele enkantolo lifike lithi judge ufakazi enibeke phambi kwami abenele ukuthi ngakwazi ukumgweba lo muntu uyaphuma njalo uyaqhubeka uyobulala abantu. Okwesibili uthatha amaphoyisa awenzile umsebenzi wawo ehla enyuka efuna isigebengu azasithola uma efika lapha amajaji nawo angabantu okusho ukuthi amanye awo azothengeka amanye awo ehluleke ukuhumusha lo mthetho ofanele bawusebenzisa ukuze kugwetshwe labo bantu labo. So eziningi izinto ezingenzeka dadewethu so nakuba umuntu ebanjiwe kuba nzima ukusho ukuthi na kanjani lo daba luzophela kahle. Bese ngicina ke ngokuthi enye izinto embi eyenzekayo ukuthi uhulumeni ufike akutshela ukuthi ngokomthetho sisekelo abantu baseNingizimu Afrika abavumelekile ukuthi bathathe umthetho bawubeke ezandleni zabo. Kufanele uma bebamba umuntu bamdlulisele emaphoyiseni bakwenze lokho kokuqala basidlulisele emaphoyiseni isigebengu ufike kwenzeke zonke lezi zinto esengishilo kuphela iviki basibona isigebengu sesibuyile okulandelayo bazoyithathela umthetho bese kuthiwa yibona kufanele bawuboshwa kanti lento le bengabe igwemekile kuba wonke umuntu ulibambele iqhaza lakhe. So ke ngasho ngithi ukuze sithole isixazululo la akufuneka umuntu oyedwa noma uhlaka olulodwa likahulumeni kufanele sibambisane sisonke kusukela emazingeni aphansi kuze kufike inhlakeni zikahulumeni. Uma kuba khona ophazamayo kusho ukuthi yonke lento esizama ngeke izenzeke.
Sibonga kakhulu ke Solwazi ngesikhathi sakho sikufisela usuku oluhle.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu dadewethu nani benosuku oluhle wena nozakwenu kanye nabalaleli bakho dadewethu.
Siyabonga kakhulu. Mbukeli lo besixoxisana naye uSolwazi ubheki Mgomezulu owungotike kozokubusa kwezwe. Hayi ziyawa ke namhlanje lapha e-studio njengoba bengishilo kwembukeli. Mangabe sibuya ekhefini sizobe siphethe umzombo zobe yiphohloka kusekhaya lakho la awufuni ukuphuthwela hlala nje kanjalo unethezeke.
Killer boy. I wonder bathini imabeso nathina sishisa kanje ngoba siyashisa manje. I wonder bathini imabeso nathina sishisa kanje ngoba siyashisa manje. I wonder bathini imabeso nathina sishisa kanje ngoba siyashisa manje. I wonder bathini imabeso nathina sishisa kanje ngoba siyashisa manje. I wonder bathini imabeso nathina sishisa kanje ngoba siyashisa manje. Babethi ngeke ilunge zami Jehova wabajabulisa aphenduka amatafula beka namhlanje nginakho konke engidingayo impilo ihamba kahle ngiyaflowa ngiyashisa nawe uyangibona sukela kudala awusise wancane awubesithatha kancane ngoba sidala ezinto omncane beka namhlanje sikuphi ukababesteka namhlanje bayicase. I wonder bathini imabeso nathina sishisa kanje ngoba siyashisa manje. I wonder bathini imabeso nathina sishisa kanje ngoba siyashisa manje. I wonder bathini imabeso nathina sishisa kanje ngoba siyashisa manje. I wonder bathini imabeso nathina sishisa kanje ngoba siyashisa manje. Babethi ngeke ilunge zami Jehova wabajabulisa aphenduka amatafula ayethulwa luzu Jesu ayethulwa luzu ngoba siyashisa manje. I wonder bathini imabeso nathina sishisa kanje ngoba siyashisa manje ayibona bathini emabesona sina sishisa kanje ngoba siyashisa manje ayibona bathini emabesona sina sishisa kanje ngoba siyashisa manje ayibona bathini emabesona sina sishisa kanje ngoba siyashisa manje
Washa.
Umqeqeshi wamabhokobhoko uJacques Iindaba ukholwa ukuthi umqhudelwano wendebe yomhlaba ka2023 uzoba sezingeni eliphezulu kakhulu.
France is the favourites, but obviously we're world champions, and we can't deny being world champions. So, and that's something we wear, and it's something that we are comfortable with being going into the tournament. But I think there's a couple of teams. I think it's probably going to be the closely contested World Cup, I think, in history.
Intshatsheli yehlabathi yeFormula 1 amatyeli asixhenxe uLewis Hamilton utyekitye isivumelwano esitsha neMercedes kwaye uzawuqhubeka esebenzisana noxa wakhe uGeorge Russell ngonyaka ka2024 nango2025. Akukho nkcukacha zezimali ezinikezelweyo kodwa ke ingxelo zendaba ziye zaqikelela ukuba isivumelwano sinokuxabisa ama50 izigidi zeponti ngonyaka. uHamilton oneminyaka engama38 ubudala wagqibela ukuphumelela ugqatso ngonyaka ka2021 nanjengokuba ke iRed Bull kunye nentshatsheli yehlabathi isihlandlo ezibini uMax Verstappen noquqisayo emva kokuphelisa irecord leMercedes letayitile zehlabathi zabakhi isibhozo zilandelelana. uHamilton ngumqhubi ophume izandla. Lo mqhubi ke wajoyina eMercedes evela kuMcLaren ngonyaka ka2013 kwaye uthabathe itayitile ezintandathu kwaye uphumelele imidlalo engama82 kwimidlalo elikhulu-13. Isibhengezo ke asizange sothuse ngoba omabini macala anomdla wokuqhubeka nangona uthethathethwano lwekontrakthi luthathe ixesha elide kunokuba bekulindelwe.
Mbukeli ke okwamanje ake siphose amehlo ke sibone ukuthi kumi kanjani lapha kwisimo sezulu ku Friday. siphinde ke sikwamukele embukeli wekhaya jikelele. Njengoba phela besishilo ukuthi namhlanje lesihlanu siyanandisa senza isiqiniseko sokuthi uhlezi awuboreli lapha ekhaya. Kumnandi la ekhaya. Njengoba sithembisile ke embukeli namanje ke sesiphethe omunye umculi futhi ozosinandisela ngomculo omnandi makholi. Siphethe bani manje?
Siphethe uliso unyakazisa amathamba amhlophe. Uyababiza uthi camagu malivume. Ingoma yakhe ke ithi izinyanya. Liso, take it away.
Ndibusisiwe ndithamsanqekile ndibonisiwe olwam uhambo ndilusabele bandigadile abantu abadala bandijongile abantu basekhaya bandigadile abantu abadala bandijongile abantu basekhaya bandigadile abantu abadala ndithamsanqekile ndichulumancile ndikhethekile ubomi bam buyaqhubeka andikoyika bubi ndiyazi ninamapho ndikhoyo bandigadile abantu abadala bandijongile abantu basekhaya bandijongile abantu abadala bandigadile abantu basekhaya bandigadile abantu abadala bandijongile abantu basekhaya bandigadile abantu abadala bandijongile abantu basekhaya. Ndiphephile ezingozini ndisindile kwingonyama kade tubumnyama kwana nasentlango icamagu livumile yo livumile icamagu.
Enkosi ngokuhlala nathi nesasibukele apha ekhaya jikelele. Siyaqhubeka kaloku mbukeli into yokubana sikunikeze ucumbi lomcwalo linambithisa inhliziyo yakho. Sibambe ngazibini kaloku pha kuliso gxebe. Xa sihlobela mgama mbukeli izolo ke kusweleke abantu abangama-74 kumlilo ogqugqise isakhiwo kumbindi weGauti. Kungokunje sizakuphosa ke intambo kwintatheli yalapha ekhaya unozintombi. Meya singathanda ke mbukeli into yokubana sikuxhobisa into yokuba uhlwano ndlebe lizoba ngesingesi. Good morning Ntombikazi yo xolo mntase Ekhaya. Good morning Ntombi, welcome to Ekhaya Jikelele.
Thank you so much. We are still standing here at Delver Street in front of the building, the Johannesburg City building that caught alight in the early hours of Thursday morning, and we will be giving you more information as it happens. But just to continue and give you more insight about what the situation looks like right now, I'm going to step out of shot so you can see what I'm standing in front of right now. This is the front of this building that caught alight. And you'll recall that yesterday a government gave us confirmation that this was actually a local government building that was actually meant to house women and children. And in the subsequent years, this building became dilapidated and became prone or prey to people who were occupying it illegally. And one of the big terms, or one of the big phrases that were used yesterday was how this building was hijacked. And it seemed as though there was a miscommunication or misunderstanding of the colloquial use of the word hijacked building. When a building is hijacked, this is the definition of a hijacked building. A hijacked building is classified as a hijacked building when it has been illegally occupied, when the owners of that building have left it empty, and squatters and illegal renters have come and occupied that empty building and are charging other people rent to live in that illegally occupied building illegally. So I mean it is just the use of the word, it's the colloquial use of the word hijacked buildings. But in terms of the operations here, we do know that there is quite a large police contingent here. And we are aware that some of the residents that used to stay in this building itself tried to come in yesterday or overnight to collect what they can of their belongings. But police tried to remove them out. This is why there's barbed wire that's covering this space here, that's covering this area here. And what police are saying is that they don't want any of the residents to come back here up until they have done their thorough investigations. We do know that the forensics are going to be coming back again here because the scene was not completely cleared yesterday. The priority for emergency services yesterday had been to make sure that they do a rescue and recovery and try and remove as many of the bodies as they could. But because of the extent of damage, of the burns of some of the victims, they were not able to identify all of the bodies and all of the individuals that had burned, and they're coming back in again today to try and do another sweep again to try and see where they missed, what they haven't missed. We do anticipate that there's a real possibility that the death toll of 74, that was the final number that was given to us at the end of the day yesterday, could possibly rise as more information comes and as families stream towards the Diepkloof mortuary to try and identify their loved ones. And before I close off, what I would like to give an indication of, which is what officials have said, is that if there are any people who believe they've lost their loved ones in this fire incident or this building fire tragedy, they should go to the Diepkloof mortuary with the original identity documents, whether they are South African nationals or they're foreign nationals. They must bring their original identity documents, ID, driver's license, permit, passports, asylum seekers documents, but it has to be original documents so that they can assist officials and authorities with identifying the remains of the 74 bodies that were recovered from this building. So officials are calling on people to come to the Diepkloof mortuary and assist them in speedily identifying the remains of those 74 souls that unfortunately passed away in this tragedy yesterday.
No, Zintombi, this is one of the worst in South African history. And it's unfortunate that, I mean, even children were also deeply affected by this. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for the update. Thank you so much for this insight. Right, mbukeli wam lo ke besincokola naye yintatheli yalapha SABC uNozintombi Mia ebesixelela ke mbukeli kuba kwenzeka ntoni pha eMarshall Town njengoko uqonda into kubana ngabantu kaloko ababalelwa pha kwi-74 abathe basweleka ngenxa yomlilo ochabalalise isakhiwo esipha ebizwa ngokuba yiOsindiso. Uyasixelela ke mbukeli into yokubana noko abasemagunyeni amapolisa izicima mlilo gqirha bachophele ezithendeni bazama into yokubana bathathe abo kaloko abathe batshiswa babaleqisa esibhedlele. Kodwa ke uyatsho into yokubana inani linganda kule 74 kuba kaloku uyatsho into yokubana kukhona nemizimba engekafaniswa ngenxa yobunzulu bokugqugqiswa ngomlilo. Uyacebisa kananjalo esitsho into yokubana amagosa kaxakeka ayamemelela uluntu mhlambe olurhaneleka ngathi isapho lwakho uba uyalibona uyarhanela into yokubana litshiswe ngumlilo uyatsho into yokubana mabaleqe baye pha eDeep Kloof Mortuary. Xa befika ke baze nezaniso okanye iID eziqinisekisiweyo ukuze kaloku bancedise amagosa. Kanti ngoku mbukeli singena kwiyure yethu yesibini sendaba.